Welcome back. I hope you found our first two videos fascinating, but also simple. And I pray that you can see how easy it is to use sports to transition into theology and doctrine and ultimately share the message of salvation. Today is a fun one. Today I'm going to give you an illustration to use for the Holy Spirit. Now I want to reiterate, I'm not going to give you a theological explanation of the Holy Spirit. More so, we remember that all analogies and metaphors fall short at some point. Instead, what I'm trying to do is give you that connection, that opportunity to transition into theology. Remember, if we can use their existing framework to teach a new idea, they have a much better opportunity to grasp the concept. What I do here on the mission field is have some fun. I asked for a few volunteers because we're going to have a juggling contest. Not juggling like a clown, but something in the soccer world known as keep-ups. Now I will mention, if you're doing this in the States, it might not take too long. However, in other countries, it might take a bit longer. I want to see how many times they can juggle the ball. I usually give each person a couple times to warm up, and when they're ready, we're going to count how many keep-ups they can do. So if I was working with multiple people, I usually let the more inexperienced person go first. Then I build it up, and right before the next person starts, I give them a deflated ball. Now you can imagine the snickering or the confusion when I hand them a deflated ball, but I insist they give it a shot. But as you have just witnessed, it usually doesn't go well. I'll ask them, and I'll ask the group, what's wrong? Why isn't it working? And sure enough, they'll start replying, it's flat, it's empty, it's deflated, it doesn't have air in it. And now maybe you're catching on as well. See, as we mentioned before, a soccer ball is created on purpose and for a purpose, just as God has created you on purpose and for a purpose. And even though this deflated soccer ball was created on purpose and for the same purpose, it was, however, created to be filled with something in order to fulfill its purpose. The only way it can actually fulfill its purpose is if it's inflated. A soccer ball is designed to be filled with air. Nobody gets excited about a deflated soccer ball, or basketball, football, or volleyball. Nobody wants to play with a flat ball. It simply won't work the way it was intended to work. You and I are not so different from a ball in this matter. You see, we were created on purpose and for a purpose. And our Creator, God, has created us to be filled with something in order to fulfill the purpose we were created for. That something is actually a someone, and it's the Holy Spirit. Galatians 4:6 says that because we are sons, God has sent the Spirit of His Son into our hearts. And Ephesians 5:18 exhorts us to be filled with the Spirit. It is only when we are filled with God's Spirit, the Holy Spirit, that we can fulfill the purpose for which God created us. Acts 1:8 says that we will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes upon us. A deflated soccer ball is still a soccer ball, but only when it is properly filled does it truly have the power to do what it was designed for. Ephesians 2:10 says we are God's masterpiece, but unless we are filled with God's Spirit, we will never experience the power of realizing our full potential. We've now used a simple ball to teach and illustrate God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. We've been able to connect these new concepts to their existing worldview and framework. Steve sent us this. He said the mission balls are very useful because people are drawn to them. We were in Havana, Cuba, and the kids were drawn to soccer. But then they saw the mission ball and they wanted to know more. They heard the gospel and came to Jesus. Tomorrow, we're going to put this all together and we're going to look at the gift of salvation. I hope you're finding these videos encouraging and I pray you're being equipped. I look forward to having you back next time.